Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and what we have for you today is the 5th generation Honda City that launched in 2020. Now this car packs in a lot of technology. To begin with, you can control it literally by using your voice. Yes, you can add the Honda skill to your Alexa app on your smartphone, and if you have an Alexa speaker at home, you could literally say, Alexa, switch on my car. It'll switch on the car, it'll switch on the AC, and the car is cool before you get to it. The Honda Connect app also brings with it a lot of features, so you could literally check your servicing status, whether your PUC is up for renewal, where your car is if someone else is driving it and you want to monitor it, and a lot more. Of course, we are going to start with the instrument cluster and the in-car entertainment system. So quickly, let's get in and check out the technology that's powering the 2020 5th generation Honda City. So like I said, we are starting with the instrument cluster of the 5th generation Honda City, and it is a hybrid one. So let's do one thing is let's look at it from scratch. So once the car is off, you actually get nothing on the display. No numbers for your tachometer, no numbers for the speedometer, nothing. But you do have the gauge right up front. So let's switch the car on, and as you can see, once it comes on, you get this really nice, subtle look to it. Of course, it's asking me to fasten the seatbelt, which is very important. You have the fuel gauge at the bottom, which is nice and big. I mean, it has more dimension to it, and it kind of gives you a better understanding of how much fuel you have. But the cool thing about this is not only does it give you your analog speedometer, but it also has a digital speedometer and the tachometer, which can be changed. Now, instead of the tachometer, we can also have the range and fuel in case that is the information you want. So if you want to see the average you are getting, how many kilometers you can drive, and of course, set the trip between A and B simply from the steering wheel. Next up, you also have speed and time, which gives you your average speed, the amount of time you've been in the car. You can keep this on. G-meter actually gives you the gravitational force. So once you are driving, you will see a little ball that moves in this circular area. And when it's in the center is when you are at a continuous speed. So let's say if you brake, you will see the little ball move from the center. And this is also a nifty addition for those that are interested. You also have the ability to customize the display. So let's say if you want to remove some of the features, you don't want to see the range and fuel, you don't want to see the speed and time, you want it to be a more simpler experience just because that's something you like, you can of course customize it out here. But if you want the full gamut of information to be able to see it with the click of your finger, you can do that as well. Not only that, there are a lot of customizations that you can do through the settings, and that is where things get really interesting. For example, you can choose how to auto lock the door. You can choose it when the vehicle gets into speed. You can choose it when you shift from parking to, let's say, to drive, or you could leave it off and manually lock the doors. You also have the option for the auto folding door mirror. So if you want, it can be folded when you come close to the car or when you lock it. You can put it as a manual only mode, and there's a button on the side that you can press to actually manually open and close the side view mirrors as well. There is a lot of customization. As you can see, there is a keyless lock notification as well. You can walk away when you lock the car, or rather the car locks itself when you walk away, and when you walk close to the car, the mirrors open automatically and the car unlocks. So you actually don't need to touch the key. You don't even need to press the little button on the door to actually unlock it. The car will unlock on its own. So you also have the same options for the lighting, whether you want the light to come on when you switch on the car, the auto light setting. You also have keyless access, which I just spoke about, and of course you can set up the clock. So there are a lot of different variety of information and controls that you can have from the simple control of the instrument cluster of this car, which is actually really cool. Now, the instrument cluster isn't the only display we're going to talk about. There's one more right here that you need to know about. So what we have for you as the entertainment center in the Honda City 5th generation is an 8-inch touchscreen out here, and it is of course accompanied by 8 speakers in the car, which actually sound pretty good, but we'll get to that in a bit. For now, let's talk about what options you get. As you can see in front of you, you have the radio, you have USB, you have Bluetooth, you have your phone, apps which only come on when you connect a device, and of course the settings. You also have this little slide out here which will either show you your radio or the music that you are playing. You of course have access to go into the settings and control settings like the display, brightness, how it is going to show you information. Even the rear camera settings which you will be able to see on this display are all shown out here on this 8-inch screen. So let's actually connect a smartphone and show you what it looks like, because I'm guessing that's how you'll be using this the most. So once you connect your Android or iOS device, it will go into Android Auto or Apple CarPlay depending on the device you have, and since we have an iPhone connected, it's showing us Apple CarPlay. Clicking on the icon brings up the ever familiar Apple CarPlay interface, and it shows you all the apps that you have which you can control. So let's say, for example, you want to listen to your podcasts, your audiobooks from Apple, want to check out your calendar, what events are there planned for you, things like that. You can always navigate it, and the icons are nice. As you can see, they're big and chunky, so it is easy for you to actually navigate this. You can of course go into the settings, change the appearance of Apple CarPlay as you like. You can also of course navigate using Google Maps, so you know where you want to go, you know where you want to do it. You don't have to rely on your small screen to keep looking at it for directions. The information is relayed really nicely out here. You can of course use Siri as well. So let's actually try to send a message.
Who do you want to send it to?
Adamya.
Which one? Adamya. What do you want to say?
Hi.
Your WhatsApp message to Adamya says, "Hi." Ready to send it? Your WhatsApp message to Adamya says, "Hi."
Let's
Ready to send it?
change it.
What do you want to say?
Hi, I will be home in a bit. See you soon.
Your WhatsApp message to Adamya says, "Hi, I will be home in a bit. See you soon." Ready to send it?
Yes.
Okay, it's sent.
So you can actually use Siri, of course, and the voice recognition, the way it controls, the way the interface pops up on the screen is actually pretty clean and nice. So that's how you control Apple CarPlay. But Apple CarPlay is not the only thing which you can use to consume content on the display in the new Honda City. You also actually have access to something called as WebLink, and we are going to give you a quick glimpse as to how that works. So once you have your smartphone connected, now remember, you actually have to have your smartphone connected physically to the system with the cable. You cannot have it over a wireless connection, and it lets you actually consume content which is compatible via WebLink. So you could listen to music, you could watch some YouTube, you could cast your screen. But let's actually look at the YouTube demo out here. Now this is something that we had set up, but you could actually go back and search for a video that you want to watch, search for a channel that you'd like to watch. The user interface is not what you would get traditionally on let's say your smartphone or your computer, but you do get all the relevant information. So I searched for Digit.in, which is our channel, and actually let's take a look at a video right now. So this is actually pretty great that you can watch videos while you are in your car. Of course, we don't recommend you do this while you drive because that's really dangerous. But if you're stuck in a jam and you know you're going to be here for a while, you're sitting in a parking lot waiting to pick someone up, or the person that's sitting with you who needs to catch up on an episode of something that they like watching, know that you can actually enjoy some content on the screen. Now, it isn't the best display when you talk about the display alone itself, of course, because if you, let's say, put an iPad next to this, you will be able to see some differences. But the fact that it is clear, it is clean, it's visible, and the audio is nice as well. You could actually listen to some of it out here. So
launched 3 years back, right? It's going to complete its third anniversary in April. And Shinko is actually absolutely new.
So this is a video of a factory visit that we did a while ago, and it is of course very clean, very nice, easily watchable, and of course it's streaming off the 4G on your smartphone, so you have to make sure that you have the internet connection to watch something like this. But it's there, it's a feature, it's usable, and it's something we appreciate. While we will talk about the ability to control this car using your voice a little later, what we want to show you right now is the Honda Connect app that gives you not only vital information, but lets you control some really cool features of the car. So talking about the Honda Connect app, you can actually download it on your smartphone, and as you can see, it is showing us where we actually started and where we've stopped. So you can actually know the places where the car has been. But this app can do a lot more. So let's get into some of its details. You can have a trip diary where you can actually take your past trips and create a log of where you've been, where you want to go. You also have the ability to see your past trips as to where you've been. So these are some of the completed trips and you can know a lot of information about it, such as the average speed you had, the distance you covered, and of course the duration of the trip and where it was from and to. So that gives you a little bit of nifty detailed information. There's also a driving score which lets you know how your performance of driving has been. Of course, it has to be active for about a month to give you a score. So for example, a safety score, it's going to tell you about things like harsh braking, harsh acceleration, overspeeding, sharp turns, things so that you can keep an eye on to be a better driver. It also has an overall score and an economy score, which actually talks about how well you've driven the car to get the most out of it. It is a small thing that you can keep track of to know that you are not only a safe driver, but actually making sure that you're making the most of the car around you. Now, you also have Nearby, which at times is going to give you information about various Honda service centers in case you need to visit one. But the really cool thing is you can also find a fuel station near you, and you can simply click on it and navigate your way to the nearest fuel station in case you know it's time for a top-up. You also get a lot of other information from the app. You can simply see things like your service due date, you can see your insurance information, you can see your PUC, you can even see your service history, and you can also book a servicing if you need to get your car serviced. So your app is essentially your one-stop shop to get everything you need to about the car. But that's not all. There is one more cool thing, and if I come on the home out here, of course, because we're sitting in the car right now, it's not going to happen, but you can switch on the AC, you can lock and unlock the doors, you can open the boot, and you can, of course, find your car. Now, first, of course, it's going to tell me it's not going to find the car because we're sitting in the car, but you can actually know exactly where your car is. So let's say if somebody else has taken your car for a drive and you just want to know exactly where they are, you can click on Find My Car and get there. Similarly, like the Alexa features, you can switch on the AC from the comfort of the app. But remember, the car needs to be in a place where it can catch network on its built-in SIM card to be able to use some of these features. But the fact that you can do so much with simply the app, a lot of things that you can control about the car, is a nifty way of getting things done without even lifting the phone and making a call. Simply tap on a few buttons on the app and you can make a beautiful trip history. You can see your driving score. You can see when your servicing is due and when your PUC expires. Now let's get to something really cool. You can actually control some features of the car by using your voice. Yes, your voice. You can talk to your smartphone and literally switch on the car before you get into it. All you need to do is add the Honda skill to the Alexa app and you're good to go. So for example, you could say, Alexa, ask Honda to switch on the AC in my car and set the temperature to cool. Well, that's one, but let's show you some of the other ones, because yes, while you can switch on your car and keep the AC on to keep the car cool before you get in, there are a bunch of nifty other things that you can do using Alexa, like ask Honda to unlock the car door.
All right, unlocking your door. Please authenticate your voice PIN.
1986.
This would take about 10 seconds. Would you like to wait or explore something else?
I'll wait. And as you saw, the mirrors of the car door opened. A little music, of course, it happens faster than the app lets you know, but it has actually happened almost instantly. Let's see what else we can ask Honda to do. Ask Honda to check my engine status.
Right. Checking your car's auto. Your odometer currently reads 3065 kilometers. What else can I help you with?
Check my engine status.
Sure. Checking your car's engine status. Your engine is in perfect health. What else can I help you with?
Ask Honda to find my car.
Okay, Car Finder will help you find your car by beeping the horn and blinking the lights. You can now notice your car blinking and beeping. You can choose to stop Car Finder by saying, switch off Car Finder. What else can I help you with?
Stop Car Finder.
Alright, stopping the Car Finder. I have made an attempt to stop the Car Finder. The beeping of horn and blinking of lights should stop in some time. What else can I help you with?
Tell me, how's the battery?
Okay, checking your car's battery. Your battery is in good condition. What else can I help you with?
Ask Honda to share my car location.
Alright, locating your car. Your car is at Janpath Marg, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, and is currently stationary. What else can I help you with?
Ask Honda to check on the fuel capacity.
Okay, checking your car's fuel capacity now. Fuel capacity is high with the car's tank at 68% capacity. What else can I help you with?
Nothing for now, that's it. So as you can see, not only could I find my car with the beeping noise that happened in case, let's say you're in a parking lot and you do have network, or if you're in an open parking where you do have signal, it will be easy for you to find your car because it will beep and the lights will also come on and off. And these are just few of the commands that I noted down that you can actually get using the Alexa app to help control your car. There are many more which you can of course go into the app and learn about. But the fact that you can know where your car is, unlock and lock the doors, and even start the car by simply talking to an app on your phone is really, really cool. Last but not least, we want to tell you how this puppy drives, and what better weather to test the driving capabilities than in the rain. But we're going to do something a little differently. You've probably already heard how good this car is to drive, so let's turn that around a little bit. Let's talk about how easy it is to use all the technology that's built into this car while driving, how easy it is to change the settings of the instrument cluster or interact with the entertainment system, maybe switch on and off Google Maps and things like that. So now we have been driving this car for a little while, and honestly changing the information on the instrument cluster is literally 2 buttons away. If you don't want to see the tachometer and change it to, let's say, the fuel, and see how much fuel is being consumed, that is really easy. One very interesting thing that I want to tell you is if you are someone that's going to use cruise control. We now, for example, are on a highway, and let's say the speed limit is 50 kilometers, which is what we have set this to right now. With the push of a button, I am on cruise control right now. My foot is not on the accelerator, and the speed at which I put the car in cruise control was about 40 kilometers an hour, and then it picked up speed on its own and is now at 50 and stable. So if you are, let's say, on a road trip and driving and you're on an expressway, you've set the speed limit to 70, you're cruising along, you come to a toll booth, you're going to slow down by pressing the brake button like I have right now. My cruise control is still set to 50, for example, and I have dropped down to 30 right now. I've paid my toll booth, I've stopped, I've picked up with the accelerator a little bit, let's say come to 20 kilometers on my own, and with the push of a button, I can actually pick up the speed once again, but I need to be at a certain speed. So it's asking me to increase my speed to an acceptable limit before it actually picks up the cruise control on its own. So this is actually really convenient, where you pick up a little speed, you've set your cruise control to a higher speed, and it just picks up on its own. And a good thing is that it doesn't pick up too fast, nor is the pickup really slow. So if you're, let's say, at 50 kilometers an hour and your cruise control speed is set to 70, it is going to pick up fast enough that you can actually overtake someone with ease while maintaining that speed. So the cruise control, the way it works while driving, is really cool. Like I said, you can actually change the instrument cluster setting with a 2-button tap, and it really isn't as distracting as one would think. Even coming to the entertainment center out here, it is large enough that I could probably switch a radio station. Of course, I have switched it, but we aren't listening to the music right now, then you won't be able to listen to me, or go into Apple CarPlay and open Google Maps. So the convenience of everything, which is at an arm's reach away, is really good. Now there is a button out here which I can press to switch on the lane camera. The lane camera comes on when you put the indicator to the left, so you really don't need to look all the way to the mirror to know what's happening in a blind spot. So when turning, it's really good. But let's say you're on a highway, there's a jam, there's someone really close behind you, too close for comfort, you could simply press a button, and on the screen out here you will be able to see what's happening really close next to your rear door, even close behind you on the left, making it really easy to stay focused where you're going and look at the lane camera. So overall, the experience of using the tech, not the Alexa features of course, which are more for when you're outside the car, but the tech that's in the car is really convenient. So to conclude, we'd like to say that this is a car that's filled with a lot of technology, be it with its instrument cluster, which is customizable. It's a hybrid digital plus analog. You also have the in-car entertainment system. The speakers sound really good. I mean, there is no way else to describe it in a simple word. They are good sounding speakers. You can of course tweak them to your liking a little bit, but know that you will have an enjoyable drive with the music in this car. if there is a qualm that I have with this car, is the quality of the camera. Now, the lane camera can show you what's happening, the reverse camera also shows you what's happening, but its resolution is a little too low for comfort. It is so low that when I reverse and I am reversing closer to a car behind me, I can't even make out the car's number plate that's behind me. That is how low res the rear view camera feels, which can be disappointing for some. The same is the case with the lane camera. The resolution is slightly lower. The second point is that the SIM card that's embedded in this car is Honda has partnered with AT&T, and AT&T has its partners, which could be Vodafone, Airtel, Idea, things like that. So if the car is in a basement where it is not going to get network, then you will not be able to use the Alexa features, which can be a bit of a bummer, because switching on the car 5 minutes before you get there to cool it is really good. And if the car's in a basement, then maybe that feature won't work. You need the car to be in a place which can have cellular connectivity. But apart from these two things, the in-car entertainment system, the instrument cluster, the Alexa features, the Honda app, everything is rich enough to give you a really good tech-filled experience when you drive the 5th generation Honda City. To know which version we are driving for this review, you can know about it in the Super that's going to show you the model number that we are driving. It's the automatic top of the line that we have with us, and that was the tech inside the Honda City 5th generation. As always, you can let us know what you thought of this video in the comment section below, and for more from the world of technology and auto tech, you can subscribe to our channel. We will catch you in another video. It's goodbye for now.